In this tutorial, we're going to go through the process of installing the GRASS GIS software. If you go to the folder with the software, which is this, you can see there are lots of software packages here, and you want to install this WinGrass 8.2.0-1. As in the case with QGIS, either double click on it or you right click and select install. If you don't see install, as in the case of this one, you see run as an administrator. That will still go through the installation process. If I double click on it, it will do it automatically. But once I right click and there's no install there in the context menu, choose run as an administrator. So once you click on that, it will begin to go through the process of loading the installation window. It said Microsoft Defender Smart Screen prevented an unrecognized application from starting. Running the application might put the PC at risk. Well, this message, well, is not applicable to me because I know that definitely the GRASS GIS is not a virus or whatever, so I want to run it. But under normal circumstances, you shouldn't get this message. So, like you see, there was a message here. I clicked on it and it gave me another option. Don't run was the original message there. Now run anyway is what I selected because I know that the source of the software that I'm trying to install is risk free. So run anyway. But just note that most likely you may not get those that particular message. You might just run it through. The moment you run it, it will load this screen that you can see right now, where you click yes to continue with the setup. So it may not go through the process of bringing in that window that says there's a risk or whatever, just the other way around. So in this case, now I click next. I have to agree to this. So as usual, no time to read through all of this. So there's no place to click and say you agree with it. So you go to the next button. Where do you want to install it? In this case, we'll install in program files, GRASS GIS 8.2. I don't want to change the location of the installation folder. I would have browsed to find a new location, but I don't want to change that. So I move to next. Import Microsoft Runtime, DLL. Import North Carolina Wake County data sets. South Dakota, well, those ones are not selected automatically, and I don't think I'm in Nigeria, so I don't need North Carolina or South Dakota data set. So I'll just leave it the way it is and install. So install, and now the installation process begins. So you just watch it. Like I said, this is an easy thing to go through. You just keep clicking next, next, next until you get to the point where you finish. So it's not something really technical because the software has been designed in such a way that it's easy to really install. It's just like any other software, most other software actually. You can install it just by following the steps as they come along. It's moving along quite rapidly. If you want to see the details of installation, you can click show details, but that's not relevant. You can see there are lots of things that you can see right now based on the fact that I clicked the button show details. But whether it's clicked or not, whether or not you can see the details, the installation will continue as as programmed. And as you can see, as it moves along, none of those buttons at the bottom of that screen is selected. You cannot click any of them because there is a job that is ongoing, and you cannot abort or move to the next stage until it's ready. So when it's ready, you see that one of the buttons will be selected while the others would also have potentials to be clicked or not. In this case, if you click any of this, nothing will happen because it has been deactivated automatically by the software as it goes through the installation process. Now you can see another window, it's gone. And now it says the installer will download Microsoft C++ redistributable, the Microsoft Visual C++ redistributable packages. Apparently, it's not in my system. That's why I said once you want to install these things, make sure you have an online connection connected to the internet so that once there's need to download, you can easily click OK and it will automatically go online and download the required backup applications. Because if it's not fully, if there are some applications that it requires to run and those ones are not really available in your system, then it might not run effectively. So if I click OK, it's probably going to go online and download some extra applications to support the software already in the process of being installed. So okay, now you can see it's getting extra data from the internet and it's saying installation is complete right now. So the data that they got from the internet is not really that much even. So next, done already. So launch GRASS GIS. I don't want to launch it right now. I will launch it when I'm ready to use it. View reference manual, not relevant at the moment. So if I select it, I will view it once I finish. If I select this, it will automatically open the software, but I don't want to view the reference manual. I don't want to launch the software at the moment. So finish. And now the software is fully installed. I can go to start menu and here it is. Uninstall GRASS GIS 8.2. Well, I don't want to uninstall, so that's that. If I scroll down, I'll eventually find if I scroll down, I eventually find GRASS GIS somewhere and then see what is within it. Now you can see I already have an old GRASS GIS 7.8. I'll have to uninstall that. But once you click this one with the new there, once you click on it, you can see this is once I click on this right now, GRASS GIS 8.2, it will open it. It will load it. If I click on the uninstall, it will begin the process of uninstalling, but of course I don't want to do that. But let's say I click on GRASS GIS 8.2. Let's see what happens. Now it's loading. It's loading. And here it is. This is the way GRASS GIS looks. It has two panes, like you can see. They are disconnected from each other. This is the map window. Whenever you load anything, it will appear here within this map window. But then you control it from this pane, which is you can still extend it downwards. You can still extend this sideways. And now the map gets loaded here. The application comes in here. But this seems to be very, very different from what I'm used to in terms of GRASS GIS, because Before now, you have to define the reference base of the, even before you are allowed into the window, you have to define the reference base. Let's try GRASS GIS 7.8 and see what it gives us. Because apparently it's like there's a great deal of updates as regards to the the current version of GRASS GIS. Let's see 7.8. Maybe that's what I'll use to kind of give you the tutorial. So when you want to download, you download GRASS GIS 7.8, which is the older version that you can see, the older stable version that you could have seen when I was going through the download process, if you go back to that tutorial. So go back to GRASS because I think the tutorial I designed so far is based on this. Okay, 7.8. Let's see. And now you see it doesn't load the window automatically. You have to make some definitions. You define some things in order to enable it to load this particular window that is loaded automatically in 8.2. Having worked on a couple of maps before now, I can decide to open a particular one. Like let's say I select Orca and I say run, and then it will load the same thing. But without those things that I set up before now, it wouldn't be able to go into this stage where it loads this window. But for 8.2, it did it automatically without any prior settings. So that means there's a great deal of difference between 8.2 and 7.8. There has been a great deal of updates. And as we move along, we'll get to know more about this and how to manipulate it. So in the next tutorial, we'll talk about how to work with the GRASS GIS and, of course, generate some terrain products. Thank you.